Raise your hand if you have run for chapter board at least once. Now, raise your hand if you have lost a position that you ran for. Keep your hands raised. First of all, look around at all the people that were in the same place as you have been. You can put your hands down now. Second of all, losing board does not mean that your time in BBYO is over or that you cannot be a leader. I'm sure all of you who have lost board have felt this way. Felt like you weren't fit to be a leader and that you should give up. Felt like you lost for a reason and that everything was over. To be honest, I once felt this way. Over a year ago, I ran for chapter Mazkira and lost. I thought I was done. Our Nasia reached out to me and told me that I had leadership potential and that I shouldn't give up. I'm sure you all know the "she's just saying that because she has to" feeling. I felt that. I'm sure you all have felt that. However, a little part of me listened to her. To this day, I still thank her for pushing me. I really didn't want to give up. BBYO was my home and I couldn't give up on it that quickly. So I spent the term planning programs and showing people that I had potential. I found ways to be a leader without the title. I applied for a chair position and continued to be an active member of my chapter. Eventually, there I was, 6 months later, running for Sig&E. I bet you all can guess how this went. I lost, again. Saying that there were tears would be an understatement. I cried for days. This time, I actually thought my time in BBYO was done. I didn't want to go to programs. I didn't want to see the chapter board that I wasn't on. However, I picked myself back up and showed the chapter what I was capable of. Those losses transformed me. Without them, I would not be up here giving this talk. Without them, I would not be doing as good of a job as my chapter's current Sig&E. Without them, I would not have gained valuable life skills such as perseverance. So I'm thankful for these losses, and you should be thankful for yours too. Although you have heard all the positive aspects of these losses, you need to understand that losses don't come with these positive aspects. When you lose a board position, you aren't handed leadership opportunities. When you don't get a certain job, another place doesn't randomly offer you one. It's your job to find these positive aspects, the hidden gems within the sea of darkness. If you were to look for tiny gems within a dark room, you would never find them. You would stumble over many objects and fall to the ground. You would not be successful. However, if you turn on the light, your chances of finding them are much more likely. So next time you lose a leadership position, don't sit in the dark. Turn on that light. Find another leadership opportunity, something else you are passionate about. And if you can't find it, create it. When you lose a board position, whether it is Gadol or Nasia or Mazkir or Mazkira, don't give up. If you want to be a leader in your chapter, you can be a leader. Take up opportunities that don't involve a certain title. Steer a program, apply for a chair position. If your chapter doesn't have chair positions, talk to your Nasia or Gadol and make a chair network. You don't need the title of a board position to make an impact on your chapter. I'm sure you all will agree with me when I say that BBYO leadership is usually centered around board. But in reality, if there are so many other ways to be a leader without the title, why is board all that we focus on? Why can't more people focus on the other leadership opportunities besides board? So I challenge all of you, after hearing these next few tips, to go home and make a difference in your chapter. Show people that BBYO leadership should not be centered solely around board. Now, this concept of being a leader without a title does not just apply to life in BBYO. One way to be a leader anywhere is to simply display respect. When any person is respectful, they make an impact on the people around them. Have a great mindset and always present a positive attitude. That will make you a great leader. For example, when my chapter planned a program with our brother chapter, it did not go so well. I'm not going to lie, it was pretty awful. People were not engaged and the programming was not great. But I stayed positive throughout those 2 hours, and that's what made an impact on my chapter. At this time, I didn't have a board position, but I didn't need one. I was able to be a leader in my chapter without the title. I gave you an example of being a leader in BBYO without a title, but this applies everywhere else. At your school, if your fellow classmates are being disrespectful or negative about a situation, it is your job to remain positive and respectful. That will make you a leader. Once again, you don't need a title to be a leader in that situation. Whether you're on student council or not, or whether you are the captain of a sports team, does not matter. Being able to have a positive mindset and a respectful attitude is what truly makes you a leader in these situations. The second way to be a leader without a title is to be supportive of others, possibly even those who have the leadership titles. Personally, when I lost the position of Chapter Mazkira, I remained a support system for the board members. When a program wasn't going as planned or someone got sick, I was there to help out with whatever the board needed. Additionally, I would help quiet down the chapter during programs. Although this seems like such a simple task, it helps the board members so much. And once again, you don't need a leadership title to do this. To put this into broader real-life situations, imagine that someone else got the job or the promotion that you wanted. You'd be devastated. Just like how we feel when we lose a board position, you'd feel hopeless. But these feelings of devastation and hopelessness only prevent you from being a leader. When you do not get the promotion, be supportive of the person who did. Help them out if they need it or if they get sick. Even though you may not have the title you wanted, you will still be perceived as an amazing leader. Even more so, people will notice the care and consideration that you have for other people. A third way to be a leader without a title is to strengthen your teamwork skills. For example, when working with members of my chapter to plan programs, I focused on teamwork. I didn't have a title at this time, but being a good team player helped me shine as a leader. When planning the program, I initially wanted to do all the work. I thought this would help me become a better leader, but it wouldn't. What would help me become a better leader would be allowing others to share the work. These aspects of teamwork can help a person be a strong leader whether they have a title or not. Although that was a BBYO-oriented example, it directly correlates to any other aspect of someone's life. When you are working on a project for school or work or really anything, knowing how to work with others is what makes someone a true leader. So I gave you 3 examples of how to be a leader without a title, and there are so many more. But like I said earlier, they don't just come to you. These gems sit in the darkness as you lose a leadership position. They will sit there forever if you don't make an effort to find them. So next time you don't get the position you want or the job you applied for, think about those gems. If you're able to recognize that those gems are there and you go turn on that light to find them, you'll be a successful leader. Once you take hold of all the ways to lead without a title, such as being respectful or supporting others, is when you truly become the best leader there is.